Hello and welcome to the Rare Record Room. I've been collecting vinyl for around 40 years now. I was buying records in the late 1970s and during the 80s through to the 90s and beyond, when records were no longer in vogue and proved rather difficult to find. My collection is mostly guitar-based music from the 50s through to the 90s, covering rock and roll, through rhythm and blues, beat, psychedelia, rock, soul, funk, punk and new wave, pop and Britpop. It comprises around 2,500 records, mostly LPs, although there's a few hundred 7-inch singles, EPs and 12-inch singles. Most original pressings or unusual versions, and my aim in these videos is to show some of the more interesting that I have, or at least the ones I find interesting. If you do too, please feel free to hit the like button and check out my other videos. In today's video I shall be looking at the British garage rock band the Troggs and their debut LP and recordings during the year 1966. Formed in Hampshire in 1964, the lineup comprised Reg Presley on lead vocals, Ronnie Bond on drums, Pete Staples on bass guitar and Chris Britton on lead guitar. They were signed by Larry Page, who was the manager of the Kinks, and their records were released initially on the Fontana label and then on Larry Page's own label, Page One Records. Their debut LP, entitled From Nowhere, was recorded in the summer of 1966 and featured a number of original compositions from the band's resident songwriter Reg Presley, alongside various covers of rhythm and blues songs such as Alan Toussaint's Ride Your Pony, Louie Louie by Richard Berry and Chuck Berry's The Jaguar and the Thunderbird. Side 1 of the album From Nowhere opens with the group's million-selling second single called Wild Thing, which had topped the American Billboard Hot 100. The LP also included the song Hi Hi Hazel, which would be released as a single in 1967. The cover photo for the LP was shot inside the famous caves at Cheddar Gorge in Somerset, alluding to the original name of the band, which was the Troglodytes. From Nowhere was issued in mono and stereo on the black and silver Fontana label under the catalogue number TL5355 or STL5355. The rim text features an all rights reserved notice, and there is a credit for Page One Records. The inner sleeve is a plain die-cut paper type with a polythene liner. The LP cover is a front laminated flipback style with no mention of the printer or manufacturer. It carries credits to the rear for both Fontana Records and for Page One Records. The spine displays the record company name, the album title and the name of the artist. There are no sleeve notes as such, these being replaced with the answers to a Teen Mag style questionnaire, together with photos of the individual band members and images from the recording sessions. The LP reached number 5 upon release in the UK album charts in August 1966 in what I consider one of the strongest ever chart listings. This album appearing alongside the Beatles' Revolver, the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, the Stones' Aftermath, the Small Faces debut LP, Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde and the Blues Breakers by John Mayall and Eric Clapton. The Troggs' next release was the single With a Girl Like You, another million-selling gold disc, which became their first UK number 1 single. This would be their final record to be issued on the Fontana label. Their next and final single of 1966, called Any Way That You Want Me, backed by 6654321, being issued on their manager's Page One Records. And that just about concludes my brief rundown of the Troggs recordings in 1966. That's your lot for this episode from the Rare Record Room. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did like the video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel to see more and to receive notifications for any new uploads. Thanks for watching. See you next time.